Hello and welcome to another episode of ZTech. In today's session we will cover Active Directory and the following topics within Active Directory. So these include things such as creating organizational units, creating a new domain user, adding a computer to a domain, removing a local user, and even looking into certain times and days for certain users. As you can see, I've already created a domain called mybusiness.local, and this domain basically allows you to log in to any Windows network. So today what we're going to do is create our first organizational units. And organizational units are basically a subdivision in Active Directory where you can create computers, users, printers, and put them into containers called organizational units. So today we will create two organizational units and also their child inheritance containers. So these two organizational units will be called sales and administration, and within them two will have two child inheritance containers called users and computers. So I'll show you how to do these organizational units now. So we right click our domain called mybusiness.local, go to new, and then we will click on the create organizational unit. So the first unit we're going to call administration. We're going to now click OK. So as you can see, an organizational unit under our domain called administration has been created. So now we're going to create its child inheritance containers. So what we're going to do is click on our administration unit. We're going to right click, go on new, going to navigate to organizational unit again. And we're going to call this one users. Now we're going to do the same thing, right click administration, navigate to new, organizational unit. We're going to call this one computers. Now we're going to create one more organizational unit called sales. We're going to right click our domain, I'm going to click on new, organizational unit. I'm going to call this sales. Okay. Now we're going to click our organizational unit called sales and navigate to new within organizational unit. I'm going to name it users. We're going to do the same thing again. This container we're going to name this computers. As you can see, we now have two organizational units, one called administration and one called sales. Now what we're going to do is create our very first domain user, and we're going to do this within administration. So what we're going to do is go to our administration users unit. We're going to right click, we're going to go to new, and we're going to go to user. So we're going to name this user, or we'll give them a first name of Tom. We'll give it a last name of Hall, Tom Hall, and we'll give it a user login name of Hall.Tom. So I'm using the surname and then the first name. And as you can see, this is the domain that the user will be able to log into. So now we click on next. As you can see, the option of user must change password at next logon is selected. So that's what the user will do. So now we're just going to choose a password for the user. Now we're going to confirm the password. We're going to click on next. As you can see, when you click on finish, the following object will be created. A new user called Tom Hall. So now I'm going to click on finish. As you can see, our first user has been created and his name is Tom Hall. In order to test this out, we will navigate to our Windows machine and we will try and log in under the name Tom Hall. So we will go to other user, we'll type in the name Paul.Tom and type in the password. As you can see, we've successfully logged in as Tom Hall. So now we can navigate through the machine as Tom Hall. So now we're just gonna leave this running. And the next thing we're going to do is basically add a computer to a domain. So this is basically when a client and a domain should be connected to the same network. And in order to add a domain, there should be solid communication between the server and client computer. So the computer basically needs to know that the server has an IP address. So what we're going to do first is to see if both machines are connected to the same network. So the Windows machine and the Windows Server machine. So in order to do this, what we're going to do is, I'll show you how to do this. So we navigate to the VirtualBox Manager, we go to the Windows 10 machine, and under Settings, we go to Network, and as you can see, we need to click attach this network to an internal network. So it's already done, so it's under an internal network. Same with the Windows Server machine, go to Settings, Network, and we need to attach it to an internal network. So that's already been done, so as you can see, both machines are actually connected to the same network. So now we're going to go back to our Windows machine. So what we need to do is configure our IPv4 settings, and in order to do this we need to go to the internet. We need to go on Open Network and Internet Settings. Like I've said, I've already done this, but I'm going to show you the steps of how to do this. We need to go to Ethernet, we need to go to Change Adapter Settings. under Ethernet we need to right click and we need to go to properties. So we're going to navigate to the Internet Protocol version 4 TCP IPv4 settings, and we're going to click on properties. So what we're going to do is configure this Windows machine with this IP 192.168.100.50, and it's also automatically assigned a subnet mask which is 255.255.255.0. Next we have to configure the DNS settings, which is basically our Windows Server IP address, and that is basically configured to 192.168.100.10. So basically this is the IP address for a network domain controller. So as this is done, we press OK, click close, close again, close this. Now we're going to open up the command prompt. Type in cmd. So first we're going to test if our IP has been configured properly. So in order to do this, we need to do a basic command called ipconfig. As you can see, the IPv4 address has been configured properly with the IP address of 192.168.100.50. Now we're going to ping the server and ping an IP address in order to see if that we've got a solid connection. So what I'm going to do is use the command ping, and I'm going to ping the server's IP address, which is 192.168.100.10. As you can see, we've got a reply, so it was a successful ping connection. Now we're also going to ping the server with the following command: ping for server 1. As you can see, we've got another successful connection. So the next step is to actually add the PC to the domain. So in order to do this, we need to go to this PC. So we go to this PC, go to settings. So these are the Windows 10 system settings. So under where it says computer name, domain, and workgroup settings, we click on change settings. And now we're just going to click on change here where it says to rename this computer or change its domain or workgroup. As you can see, I've already done this, so we're going to basically give the computer a name of ADM1, administrator 1, and we're going to make it a member of a domain called mybusiness.local. This is the domain we created in Windows Server. So once we have done this, we're going to click OK. We'll get a message saying that we've been added to a local domain, and then we have to restart the computer. So as I've already done this, I'm going to click on cancel. I'll show you the result. So If I go back to my Windows server, just taking a while to load. So if I go to Active Directory Users and Computers, if I navigate to Computer, you can see a computer has been added called ADM1. So we want to add this to the administration section of our organizational units under computers. So what we need to do is click CTRL X and then navigate to computers and CTRL V. We'll get a warning message, but we'll just press yes. As you can see, it's been moved from computers to the administration section, computers. So that task has been successfully done. So now we're going to go to our next task called removing a local user. So now we're going to log in with an admin account with our domain. So we're just going to log off Tom Hall. We're going to navigate to other user. And we're going to sign in with our admin account under our domain. So this is what it's going to look like. So in order to do this, we need to go to Control Panel. We need to go to User Accounts. User Accounts again. We need to go to Manage User Accounts. And as you can see, we've got an IE user. So all we need to do is click Remove. And then the user is removed. And we've also got an option to reset the password as well. So as we've done this, we can now click on Cancel. So the final thing I'm going to show you guys is how to restrict a login at specific times and days for a certain user. So now we're going to navigate back to our Active Directory users and computers. And we're going to click on our user on administration unit. And we're going to select Tom Hall. So once we've selected the user, we're going to right click on Tom Hall. We're going to go to the properties. And now we're going to go to the account tab. We're going to navigate to login hours. And to test this out, what we're going to do is we're going to click login denied. We're going to click apply. OK. Now we're going to log out of our admin account. We're going to try and sign in as Tom Hall again. As you can see, the user's password must be changed before signing in. Okay, so we'll try and change the password. As you can see, this has worked. Your account has time restrictions that keep you from signing in right now. So basically the user is not allowed to log in anymore. So in order to change this, all we need to do is go back to Active Directory. I'll just cancel this first. Active Directory. Click on our user Tom Hall. Go to Properties. Go to the Account tab. Login hours. And click on Login Permitted. OK. Click on Apply. OK. Navigate back to Tom Hall. Other user, log in as Tom Hall again. So the user's password needs to be changed again. So as you can see, the password has been changed, and now it's allowing Tom Hall to log in to the Windows machine. Everything is getting ready. It's just taking a few minutes to get ready. Now as you can see, Tom Hall, the user Tom Hall, has successfully logged in. And now he can access anything on the Windows machine. I'll just confirm that this is Tom Hall. Tom Hall, yes. So thank you for watching my video on Active Directory basics. If you liked my video, please subscribe, like and share my video. Thank you very much.